What is up, my butter biscuits? Y'all, I am back again with another eyeshadow palette review. I feel like in 2021, I must have did like 4 the whole entire year, and I've already done like 5 now. I just feel like I'm just so inspired recently by these eyeshadow palettes. If you guys have not seen, I did a review of the Hindash Monochromance palette. When I tell you I fell in love with the formulation of this product, I literally mean I fell in love. It's my number one favorite matte eyeshadow formula. I just feel like it is so absolutely beautiful. On top of that, the color story, the ombre effect, it is just so easy to use. They blend out on their own. Something that I figured out within my last video of doing this review is if you hold the brush sideways, you literally can have it blend for you. You're going to have your darker pigment towards the barrel of the brush and then the lighter pigment towards the tip of the brush, and it just blends out so easily for you. I absolutely love the concept behind this now because I did fall in love with this palette right here. Sorry, I'm like so zoomed in. I literally already jumped the gun and zoomed y'all in. I'm ready to dive into this tutorial. Because I fell in love with that palette, I picked up the Beautopsy, y'all. This is the one that I originally wanted at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, $70 for a palette, like, let me not. And I'm just keeping it real with you guys. It's because I hadn't really heard of Hindash before this palette, so I didn't know how the quality would be. But then my homegirl got the Monochromance for me for my birthday. Fell in love that I just went out and bought this. So this is the color story of the, y'all, look at this. Like, it is just so stunning, so beautiful. So we're gonna just dive right on into this, y'all. Make sure you guys follow me over on TikTok. I've been posting regularly over there. I would appreciate the follow. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up if you guys like eyeshadow reviews. I'd appreciate that. So just in case you guys didn't see my Monochromance review, there is 6 pans in here, but with these 6 pans, you can make up to, like, I believe it's like 24 shades, but honestly, y'all, I really do feel like you can make so much more. Just because the gradation of color, you can make so many colors in between as well as go into both ends of it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like these are so versatile. Just in case you guys did not see my Monochromance review, y'all, this shade right here specifically in the palette, this one right here, Heavy, has been my go-to blush for the past, I want to say, like 3 weeks now. I've been absolutely obsessed with it. So just in case you guys didn't know, you could use these on the face as well as on the eyes. When I tell you guys, in that Monochromance palette, there is absolutely no kickback, no follow. I mean none, zero. They are just so absolutely amazing. So within today's video, I'm going to be taking the shade Boy, and I'm going to be using that as my blush. Y'all, I feel like this formulation is just so insane because you can really use it super sheerly, but then you can build it up. So I'm hoping it's the same with the Beautopsy because my expectations are really high from the Monochromance. So I'm taking that blush on a Francis brush from Hank and Henry. I said blush. I'm taking the blush. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and pack this on. I really fell in love with that formula, so I'm hoping it's the same on this one, which I have seen nothing but good things about this palette, so that's why I was like, you know what? Let me get this one too, because, y'all, that Monochromance was just, oh, insane. This is the shade Boy right here. I feel like this one does have a little bit more peachiness to it rather than the shade Heavy in the Monochromance palette, but it is just so beautiful. Like, you guys see how flawless these powders look? I feel like they are almost like blurring. I said that within my last video. I just feel like that just looks gorgeous. So I'm going to still take that same exact color and put it on this side. So there you guys can see the blush shade right there. I feel like that is just so beautiful. I feel like with this palette, it actually has more shades that you can use throughout the face rather than the Monochromance. I feel like you could use maybe like 1 or 2 on the face, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna actually go in with the shades Feel Real, which are the gray and brown shades, and I'm gonna use a little bit of contour because I saw people doing that. I'm gonna be taking it on this Sondra brush from the Hank and Henry collection, y'all. So I'm gonna be taking just a little bit of this because I'm too scared to see how pigmented it is as far as contour, because I don't want to make it too harsh. I didn't contour before because I knew that I wanted to try this, but I did throw on the Jaclyn Hill bronzer. So let's see oh wow. Oh, okay. Am I tripping, or like, did you guys see that? Like, I feel like that makes the bombest contour shade. Do you guys see that? Oh my god. Okay, why is this about to be, and look, y'all, I'm just taking a tiny little bit of it. This is about to be like my new favorite contour shade. Look at that right there without any contour, and then let's see. Okay, you guys just already know that I am just obsessed with this formulation. Like, look at that. Look at, oh my, that is so Beautiful. Oh my, I hate that I love these palettes because $70, like it's really expensive for a palette, but oh my gosh, the fact that you could use them so good throughout the face. Like I know with a regular eyeshadow through any other brand, you could use it on the face, but sometimes it's a little bit too pigmented, sometimes it's a little bit too harsh. These blend out so easily. Like look at that with the blush shade. Like it just goes perfect. You could use them so softly, but then also on the eyes, you could build them up so opaque. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I feel like that contour shade is just so beautiful mixed with the blush. I absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do right now is actually prime my eye off of camera so that way I speed up this video a little bit. I'm going to be taking the shade 6 from the P. Louise base, y'all. I'm just going to be taking it in the outer corner because as you guys can see from this picture, I'm going to go for that look. However, my eye shape is so different, so it is going to look a little bit different, but I'm kind of inspired by it. So I'm going to go ahead and prime and I'll be right back. Okay, so there the bases. It's super messy right now, but I will clean it up obviously with the shadow I'll build on top of it. So as you guys can see by her eye, like her eye shape is just so beautiful. I feel like she can do so many different things with it. Like she can actually do kind of like more of a lifted look as to where mine is just gonna look winged out, y'all. It's because I have that like extra skin right here in the outer corner and it kind of makes it look a little bit more slanted kind of. So it's hard to do something that's more lifted, but I really do like the style of it fading from brown to orange. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. That's what I'm more so gonna be focusing on, but mine's probably gonna look a little bit more winged out. I'm gonna be taking the shade Intra mixed with the shade Feel in the outer corner with a Lunar Beauty LBE3 brush. I'm gonna take this very softly at first because y'all, these like formulation of this product, y'all, you could use it so softly, but then also it could build up really, really heavy. So I want to build it slowly because I already have my face makeup done, so I don't want to mess it up. Y'all got a little bit toasty, so I had to take off my beanie. So do not mind my busted old forehead. I am breaking out. No foundation up there. I will throw my beanie on after, but right now I'm just like, ooh, let me take it off. Y'all, also too, I was blending off of camera for a little bit, and I just like ended up winging it out like way more than I had intended. Just because I was really trying to do like more of a lifted shape, but with my eye, it's just way too difficult. My brow bone is so prominent, it like comes so forward, and then my eyes hooded, so it creates a weird outer corner. So just don't pay attention to the outer corner for right now. I will go in with concealer to actually clean it up, but for right now what I'm gonna do is to create the like inner orange shade that she has. I'm gonna take the shade Love, which is this like orangey color right here, mixed with a little bit of Feel because I don't want it to be like too orangey, you know what I'm saying? So mixing those two and then taking it in to the inner part of the eye, I feel like will make like the best color for that. The pigment of these is just they're so insane, honestly. No fallout whatsoever. They blend so easy, and like look at that pigment. I barely dip my brush in there, y'all, and look at that. Like the color is just insane. I'm gonna be going in with the P. Louise 128 brush with just the shade Love only, because that right there was just a little bit too browny for me. So then what I'll do is just add more of the brown after, but I really want the orange to pop, so I'm just taking the orange on here only for right now. So I went ahead and did a little bit of a cut crease, and now I'm going to go ahead and pack on the lid shade. Do not pay attention to the outer corner. I'm actually going to take a Q-tip and just clean up that whole outer corner because I feel like it's looking a mess, but I really do like the blend in the center. I feel like that looks really good. I just made a mess in the outer corner because, I don't know, like that blunt type of shape just doesn't go good with me unless I like completely wing it out. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I probably should have put some tape down. I feel like that would have been better, but I didn't think to do that, and I don't know why. Anyways, I'm going to be taking this shade right here, actually like right in the center. This is Wet Paint, and I'm going to be packing that on my lid, which I also had seen a lot of people using this shade as a highlight. It's kind of like a banana powder shade, but I'm going to use that as my lid shade, and then I'm going to be doing a brown liner on top, so I'm just going to slap this on. Okay, that shade actually was coming out way more yellow than I had anticipated. I mean, obviously it looks yellow in there, but I don't know. I just thought it would be lighter. So I'm going to be mixing Tan Lines, which is the top one, and then I'm going to be packing that on top of that because I don't want something too yellowy. So I cleaned up the outer corner and I put a little bit of liner on. I feel like it looks so much better. However, I'm not used to this shape on myself. I feel like I'm used to something like, you know, winged out a little bit more, as to where this is like cut up completely. But what I'm going to do now is go ahead and do the lower lash line. Normally I'll do my other eye and lip and then come back and do the lower lash line. However, I just kind of want to get it done right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take this small little flat brush right here with the shade Intra. And I'm just going to be taking that right up on the lash line just to match up with that outer corner. Now I'm going to smoke it out a bit. I'm going to be taking the shade Love and Tan just on a little small blending brush. And I'm going to take that right up on that brown. To be honest with you guys, I feel like that brown is probably going to become like one of my favorites. I feel like it is just so rich. I don't know if you guys can see it underneath the eye and then also on top of the crease and all that stuff. Like, it is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, put on a lip, and put on my beanie because, ooh, I need it. My forehead looks busted. And I'll be back to give you guys my final review of the Beautopsy palette. All right, y'all, so this is the final look right here. As you guys can already tell, I'm sure I absolutely love it. There is something really, really special about this formula. Honestly, my one and only complaint is the packaging. I just feel like it feels really, really cheap, but really, I feel like, oh my gosh, y'all, honestly, I probably will purchase like every single one of these palettes that he comes out with, because this formulation, like, honestly, y'all, just look at that blend. Like, even in my previous video of the monochromats, I just feel like everything works so easily and blends so easily. It literally does the work for you. I have never experienced a matte formula like this. I just feel like it is just so, like, y'all, look at this. I feel like it is just so beautiful, so seamless. I highly, highly recommend these palettes. I do know that $70 is a whole lot of money. Hopefully he does come out with like a bundle soon where you can get like the monochromats and the Beautopsy palette, like, I don't know, two for like 120 bucks or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's only a $20 savings, but still, it's something. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it'll obviously be worth it with any type of savings. If you guys are like me, I always look for a deal. To be quite honest with you guys, this is the first palette that I have bought in a long time without a discount. Y'all know me. I'm a bargain shopper. I always look for a discount. Even if it's just 10% off, I'll still take it. You know what I'm saying? But this 100% is just so worth it. Especially, I have to say, I think that I might like this Beautopsy palette better than the monochromats, because I feel like there's so many shades in here that you can use on the face. Like, y'all saw, I used it to contour, I used the blush, I used it on the eyes. I feel like this is just so versatile. I have nothing but amazing things to say about this palette. I really love it, and I absolutely love the way the look came out. I really haven't done a look like this in such a hot minute, and I feel like, why did I just fall back in love with this shape? At first, I didn't really like it on me, but as soon as I completed everything, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks really, really good. So if you guys have this palette, make sure you guys let me know how you like it. Honestly, if you guys are in the market for a all matte palette, the monochromats and the Beautopsy palette are definitely probably my two new favorite palettes. Like, for real, for real. Like, I don't see anything topping this because of the formulation. It is just so amazing. So anyways, make sure you guys let me know how you like everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.